Hello everyone. Today we will talk about Python program and integrated development environments IDEs. What is a program? A program is a sequence of Python statements that have been crafted to do something. So simply we have a Python program in which we have to write the Python statement. And the sequence of Python statements is important. We have to write the statements in such a way so that we can get our desired result. For that, we must know the purpose of the program, how we have to take these steps so that we can get our desired result. Or we should know what is the statement of the program. We have to write the Python program step by step to fulfill the statement of the program. We have to write these statements, we have to arrange these statements in such a way that make proper sense, that make the correct logic of the program, and we get the correct results at the end. So we have to take care about the syntax of the programming language, which are actually the grammar rules. We have to follow them to write a correct Python program. Not only this, but the sequence of steps that we are going to take to get the desired result. For example, in our daily life, if someone wants to go to his office place and currently he is in his room and is ready, then he has to get out of his room, put on his shoes, open the door of his house, get into the car, and then he can reach to his office place. The other very important thing is that the steps that you are going to take must be proper, must be complete, and must be compatible with the other step that you are going to take. Especially in the case when the next step is dependent on the previous step. The building blocks of program. There are some low-level conceptual patterns that we use to construct programs. These constructs are part of every programming language, from machine language up to high-level languages. Input. Get data from outside world. Output. Display the results of the program on a screen, or store them in a file, or write them to a device. Sequential execution. Perform statements one after another in the order they are encountered in the script. Conditional execution. Check for certain conditions and then execute or skip a sequence of statements. Repeated execution. Perform some set of statements repeatedly, usually with some variation. Reuse. Write a set of instructions once and give them a name, and then reuse those instructions as needed throughout your program. What could possibly go wrong? The smallest deviation or mistake will cause Python to give up looking at your program. You will encounter three types of errors. Syntax errors. A syntax error means that you have violated the grammar rules of Python. Logic errors. A logic error is when your program has good syntax, but there is a mistake in the order of the statements, or perhaps a mistake in how the statements relate to one another. Semantic error. A semantic error is when your description of the steps to take is syntactically perfect and in the right order, but there is simply a mistake in the program. The program is perfectly correct, but it does not do what you intended for it to do. Debugging. Debugging is the process of finding the cause of error in your code. When you are debugging a program, there are four things to try. Reading. Examine your code, read it back to yourself, and check that it says what you meant to say. Running. Experiment by making changes and running different versions. Ruminating. Take some time to think, what kind of error is it? Syntax, runtime, semantics. Retreating. At some point, the best thing to do is back off, undoing recent changes, until you get back to a program that works and that you understand. Then you can start rebuilding. Now we will talk about Python editors. An editor is a program where you create your code and where you can run and test it. Most editors have also features for debugging. Examples of Python editors: Python IDLE, Visual Studio Code, Spider, Visual Studio, PyCharm, Wing Python IDE, Jupyter Notebook, Google Colaboratory. Python IDLE. The programming language is maintained and available from Python Software Foundation. The official website is python.org. Here you can download the latest version and start working with Python IDLE. So you can download the basic Python features in one package, including the Python programming language interpreter, a basic code editor, or an integrated development environment called IDLE. Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a source code editor developed by Microsoft for Windows, Linux, and Macintosh. The official website is code.visualstudio.com. Next, we have Spider. Spider is an open source cross-platform integrated development environment for scientific programming in Python language. The official website is spider-ide.org. Spider is included in the Anaconda distribution. Visual Studio. Microsoft Visual Studio is an integrated development environment from Microsoft. It is used to develop computer programs as well as websites, web apps, web services, and mobile apps. The default main programming language in Visual Studio is C, but many other programming languages are supported. The official website is visualstudio.microsoft.com. PyCharm. PyCharm is cross-platform with Windows, Macintosh, and Linux versions. The Community Edition is free to use, while the Professional Edition has some extra features. The official website is jetbrains.com/PyCharm. Wing Python IDE. The Wing Python IDE family of integrated development environments from WingWare were created specifically for the Python programming language. The official website is wingware.com. There are 3 different versions of Wing. Wing 101, a very simplified free version for teaching beginning programmers. Wing Personal, free version that omits some features for students and hobbyists. Wing Pro, a full-featured commercial paid version for professional programmers. Now come towards Jupyter Notebook. The Jupyter Notebook is an open-source web application allows to create and share documents. Contain live code, equations, visualization, and text. So you can write your program right into this Jupyter Notebook in your browser. The official website is jupyter.org. Google Colaboratory. It is the simplest web IDE used for Python. It gives free GPU access. Instead of downloading heavy files and tedious launch time, one can directly update the file from Google Colab to the drive. All you need to do is log into your Google account and open Colab. Google provides free computation resources with Colaboratory. The official website is colab.research.google.com. Here is the Anaconda distribution. It's a free Python or data science distribution that contains Conda, a package and environment manager for your command line interface, Anaconda Navigator, a desktop application built on Conda with options to launch other development applications from your managed environment. 250 automatically installed packages that work well together out of the box. So it contains 250 already installed packages, and we don't have to install them again. We have the access to the Anaconda public repository with 8,000 open source data science and machine learning packages. Anaconda distribution is free and it's easy to install and offers free community support. You can download it from anaconda.com. So come towards Anaconda Navigator. Here is the navigator. When you install Anaconda and launch this program, you get this interface where you can see that you have a different options of selecting the environments. Like you have the Jupyter here, you have the Spider over here, you have also the facility of using this PyCharm. So you have a variety of choices over here. Moreover, as I've told you that it have the 250 automatically installed packages. It is the desktop application and it launch other development applications. So it's quite good to have this on your system.